Next, we're going to look at some of our inputs here. We have input action jump, we have input touch, which is for mobile devices. We're not going to use that right now. So let's see, we need to use this input action to set our isJumping boolean. So when jump is pressed, it's set to isJumping true. And let's see, we'll add an event on landed. This is really the thing we want to end the jumping. So event on landed will set isJumping to false. There we go. I'm just going to do a quick bit of cleanup here to, okay, so yeah, we said input touch. We don't expand the comment box to include this whole handle jump event. So I'm going to do a branch check here also to see if isJumping has already been pressed. And actually we're going to check all of our other possible states because we don't want this input action jump to actually do anything if one of the other booleans is true for any of the other sort of action states we have. So if isJumping or isShooting is false, then we want it to jump. We're not going to do like a double jump kind of situation. We don't want that to happen. We don't want it to play the jumping animation again in midair. And while we're checking for other booleans in the character, we might as well check for the hit reaction here. So we'll create a boolean for the isHit reaction. We'll add this to the OR check. There we go. So now the character can jump as soon as the booleans are clear, that no other events are happening to the player at that time. Let's do a quick in-game test to see how things are working so far. Now that we've set up our state machine here, with jump, walk, shoot, we only have idle and walk set right now. So let's see what happens when we try to play. Okay, here we are. So there's our idle animation, that's working. We use controller for input left and right. The walk is working. And then we hit A to jump. And we can see there's no animation. The camera is moving up and down because it's linked by a camera boom to the player character, but we don't have an animation yet for jump. So let's set that up with a flipbook next. We'll go to our content browser, we'll go to sprites. We'll go to player character. And we'll grab our sprites that would make up a good jump animation. I'm just going to enlarge this a little bit here so we can have a better look. So in our sprite sheet, if we go back here to our source, the original source animation was right here for jumping. You can see it included sort of a, I don't know, sort of a momentum building crouch at first and then flying through the air like that and then landing. We want just really a loop for when the character's in midair. That way, no matter what distance they descend back to the ground, they'll always be looping through this animation here. Just zoom this in. With this sort of little jump jet boots going off like that. So let's see. Go back to our sprites. And we're not going to use these, but we can use 18, 19, 20. That looks like, yeah, the character's in midair in these. So we'll right click on 18, 19, 20 and make a flipbook. We'll call it anim jump. And we'll double click on this to the flipbook editor. Do a little work here. Again, we'll keep this at 15 frames per second, but we'll change the frame run of each of these. And normally I drag these little sliders when it's working at a higher resolution than what I'm working at right now. So we'll use the frame run field here to change these because it's a little easier than dragging these once they get too big for the bar here. So that's 18, 19, 20. He's kind of bouncing up and down a little bit too fast. So to make this a little smoother, we'll duplicate the cross frame here, 19 down to there. There we go. There's a little bit of a smoother, I don't know what you call it, rocket boot sort of jump. Doesn't look too bad. So we'll save that, close it, and we'll go back to our player character event graph. And remember, here's our state machine. And for jumping, we have is jumping true, anim state set to jump, switch on anim state jump, set to anim jump, our new animation. Okay, so let's play and see if this works out the way we intended it. So we hit jump, and there we go. You can see he has a decent looking rocket jump, rocket boot jump, whatever you want to call this. It's working pretty well there. So now that we have our walking, jumping, and idle animations in place, that covers everything we need for movement.